Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill and I am so excited about today's video. Today we are looking at a fantastic 4059 Superstar. This coach just came in from our sister store, Belton. It is an absolutely gorgeous piece of machinery. We're so blessed to be able to show this to you today. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in sunny Fredrick, Colorado. And as usual, I like to start my videos from the inside out. So Jody, please go ahead and take her on back. Wow, I gotta tell you, like, this is the prettiest coach. I've got to give props to our sister store in Belton for special ordering this. Every once in a while, they need something we have and we need something they have. So we do little tradesies and we end up with some really cool stuff. This is a gorgeous execution of a 4059. Now, some of the things about this coach, if you're not familiar with it, that make it so fantastic is this is a 40-foot Superstar. It is built on the M2 106 Plus chassis. That's the new chassis for 2024. And it has the new interior that came out in 2024 as well. And it is a bath and a half model. So one of my favorite things about this layout is right here on the right-hand side. So on this starboard side, you'll see we have an emergency egress door. We have a nice porcelain Dometic toilet here. And then we also have a wall separating our shower from our toilet area, which is such a huge convenience. Now, one of the things I think that people fail to realize is the importance, if you will, of a comfortable showering space. So this is an improved design on the overhead rain shower. Mine came down a little bit, so if you were taller, it wasn't going to work quite as well. Very nice feature there. Of course, this wand is adjustable, so you can sit down if you'd like on your optional teak bench and let the water pour down on you after the long hike. Wash your feet, perhaps shave your legs. And then this shower miser water saving system, also known as AquaView, is really cool for those of you who are boondocking. If you're trying to conserve water and you don't want to be running everything into your gray water tank, all you have to do is just simply switch this little recycle switch over and it will pull the fresh water out of your freshwater tank, run it through the Oasis hydronic heating system, and that's also your tankless hot water system, and it will put it back into the tank. Now, please keep note, if you do this while you're plugged into city water, as that water is evacuated from your 105-gallon holding tank and going back into that tank, it's already been filled with city water, so it will overflow and leak into your bays below. You'll think that you have a plumbing problem. You don't, you're just not using your system correctly. So just keep that in mind. If you're not boondocking, you want to have that over here. And if you're boondocking, you want to have it set to recycle. It's pretty clearly labeled and pretty awesome to use. Another great feature of this coach, I think, is also this really cool new backsplash area. So I love this kind of holographic design that they have on the subway tiles. And also when they came up with a redesign, this is a really luxurious sink that they have sitting here. And what's so fun about this is all this chrome and silver in this area with the Palisades interior. We see a lot of the grays. This is actually a beige interior, and it's paired with the Newport matte finish. I've got to tell you, this is not something that I've seen here at our location in Fredrick. As I mentioned earlier, this was ordered in Belton. It's got special exterior colors. It's got the Palisades interior with the the Newport matte finish, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's just a nice pairing. Very, very cool, very luxurious, and also, you know, rugged coach. This is, you know, the Superstar is a total badass. It kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, it's like Angelina Jolie in an RV. So you'll notice here we have a lot of space for long hanging. We also have our safe back here, and then underneath here, if you have you know, things that you're trying to smuggle into the country. No, I'm just kidding. Shoes, I don't know, but no, ball gowns, anything longer that you need to store back here, you could do that. No, but all jokes aside, I think one of the most important features of this coach is the fact that you have great drawer storage. If you're like me and you're getting ready in the morning, it's so nice to have these big, deep drawers where you can keep all of your bras and underwear and socks and all the things that you need to have in here to get ready. So you can do this before you come into the bedroom area, after you get out of the shower. Super, super convenient. These would be my drawers. And then we would give Jason these drawers, because boys just don't need as much stuff, right? Girls need all this stuff. But no, so pretty awesome setup here. And then just to the left of this, you'll see that hydronic heat register. So this is one form of heat coming into this coach. Please keep in mind, when we talk about hydronic heat, that is a tube of liquid that is going into your boiler system in your Oasis unit and circulating in two different loops out of the Oasis back into the Oasis that are heated loops of antifreeze. And that gets nice and hot. It pushes it over the registers here. That's what you're heating your floor, or that you're heating your room with. And then on top of it, we also have two 15,000 BTU air conditioners on this unit, as well as heat pumps. And then beyond that, we have right here floor heating. So as you can see, we have high, medium, and low floor heat on this unit. That is a new feature as well, something that I don't have in my 2022 Superstar. And I'll tell you one thing, just keeping this little bad boy on low is going to be so nice for your toes when you're out in a nice cold desert morning. Just get that ready maybe to hit those ATVs, whatever it is that you're doing for the day. Just a nice way to keep warm without having a lot of noise from your heat pumps, for instance. There is some noise that comes from the registers when you're running your hydronic heat. Of course, the quietest form of heat in a coach is going to be heated floor, so that's a pretty cool feature. There's a nice robe hook here, as well as you've got your fantastic fan with a rain sensor. There is an override, so if you just want to run the cool air into your coach, you can do that. There's an opening window in this down below above the loo. So if you want to get some ventilation in here, maybe you've made a wreck of the office, you can do that. And then of course you can go out of that egress door in an emergency, but you can also use it to dump out your laundry or bring in your linens when you're getting ready for a trip. So super nice feature there. Of course, if you want to just do your laundry in your coach, you have plenty of room here, and your Splendide washer and dryer. And then you can keep all of your sheets and bedding. Look at the size of this drawer. It's just absolutely huge. All your sheets and bedding down here, as well as your dryer sheets and some Tide Pods. Just a great way to be able to do your laundry. And you know, these solid maple doors are so beautiful in this Newport. You can really see the grain of this wood. And you've got these nice, really thick pocket doors that are giving you a ton of noise buffering. So if you've got company and you know you want to be able to sleep in, you can go ahead, you know, rest up in your nice 72 by 80 RV King bed. Plenty of room there for a couple and maybe a few dogs. I hear that one a lot. Above your dresser here, we have this beautiful 43-inch flat panel Samsung Smart TV. Now these 4K Smart TVs are super cool. One of the things I'll encourage you to know is we do a lot of different ways to get Wi-Fi in your coach, and we can go bulletproof. If you want to do like a cellular based system like the Wi-Fi Ranger, or you want to do like a Cradle Point like I have, or you want to do Starlink, you can do all of these different combinations that'll give you totally bulletproof Wi-Fi. If you do that, I'll say you may not need a satellite subscription. That being said, if you do have a Wi-Fi receiver that you'd like to put in here, you can go ahead and plug your Wally in down here. Keep in mind, this is an adjustable shelf. So if you aren't going to use the telematics and you're just using Starlink, you may consider removing this shelf and using it to keep things like hiking boots and tennis shoes. Just nice to have some extra room. And then over here on the right, you got a ton of space in this wardrobe. So this wardrobe paired with this wardrobe, and then the third wardrobe in the back gives you a ton of hanging space. One of the things I would certainly recommend, the way that our beds work is they don't actually have to fold or tuck or you know, articulate in order for them to store. They simply tuck in right here under the dresser, which means if you want to keep all of your raincoats and things here in the center wardrobe so that you have access to them when you stop without having to pull your slides out, very good place for you to keep maybe some of those things that you're using on the regular on your in-betweens before you get to your campsite. I also wanted to point out these little guys here. So these little mats, we have rollers that are supporting this. This is a full wall slide, Jody, if you just want to pan down. So all the way from the front of the coach next to the big black rainbow, the whole way through, anywhere you see carpet here, this is one slide. This slide is supported by rollers. I've had people who question about if there's marks on the floors, is it because there's something wrong with a slide? Absolutely not. I know it's crazy, you guys, but we haven't figured out how to mindlessly levitate a slide yet. without using hydraulics. This coach does not have hydraulics. It's got rollers, it's got wheels. So those little pads there are designed to go underneath your wheels. If you put those in place while you're driving, you won't have any marks on your floors. That's how they come in transport. And I would certainly, if you're doing a longer road trip, encourage you to use them. I don't use them on the in-between between here and Estes, but if we're going cross country and I'm going to be putting a lot of miles on my coach, I do think it's easier on the flooring to have those rollers in place. So that's what they look like. Now, right here above this cabinet here, you see this beautiful new decorative feature. So in 2023, we left behind the Mandarin look that we had, and we came up with this really beautiful, just very solid, very elegant motif for our cabinets. Everything here is so well made. Again, these are all solid maple cabinets, full extension past those wardrobes, tons of deep pockets. You're going to have 3 drawers that are larger and then 2 of these smaller drawers, but as you can see, tons of space here. And then over here on the opposite side, again, flanking your bed, beautiful finish. And then on top of this really decadent headboard. Again, I love this motif. I rarely have seen Palisades used at our store. We do so much of the different grays and such. This is a gold, warm, beigey tone. Just a lovely coach. I have both of your MCD MCD shades pulled down here, just keeping the sun out during our video. But as you can see, these are opening windows, and you do have both the blackout shades as well as the screens available. Lots of storage up here. This is all carpet lined. There is a grommet here that you can pass through your power cords if you'd like to plug something into these 2 110 volt outlets that you have up top. If you're running maybe an iPad or a laptop, that might be a good place. If you want to plug in your USB port or your 110s here, you also have a nice little cabinet down here. I'll tell you, I use this all the time to store my water bottles. I also keep my cords in here, so if you have this little area, you know, chocked full of your sultry novels, your water bottles, and your power cords, when you get to camping, you're not searching around going, oh shoot, what did I do with that? You've got the things that belong where they are, and it's just super nice and convenient while you're going down the road to be able to tuck them away. Now you'll note here, okay, so this does not have the inflatable bed, so this is a standard mattress. I did not replace my mattress on my 22 Superstar. I thought I would, you know, I was like, oh, I sat on it. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be ample enough. Honestly, it's so comfortable. I would highly encourage you to consider keeping it. We don't do a lot of inflatable mattresses at this location because of our high altitude, but certainly it is still available. Sleep Number is no longer the manufacturer, but it is an option that you could have. What you do see underneath here, though, are 2 11-inch inserts for your extendable Eurobooth dinette and 2 chairs as well. And then flanking on either side, you've got great deep pocket storage on either side of this bed. So if you are running a CPAP machine and you need to plug it in, there are outlets right there. On the left there, not only do you see that register, which is again for your hydronic heat, but you also see your courtesy light. These are just great little nuances that if you haven't recognized are part of the quality and the overall just candor of this manufacturer. They are. There's so many little things that I see in a Newmar on a day-to-day basis that outperform that of other manufacturers. Like a smoked mirror with a nice chair rail, a nice maple finish. I mean, these beautiful decorative ceiling covers that are hiding all of your returns. And keep in mind, you can drop these down and change your own filters. So you can do some of your own service here inside of the coach, saving yourself a little bit of money. And not only that, it just looks beautiful. Another feature worth noting, you've got speakers here inset in the ceiling. I mean, how many of your high-end homes have surround sound built into their ceilings? A lot of them. So this is very much like home. If you want to sit in here in the afternoon, take a nice little snooze, maybe listen to that nail-biting end of the Broncos game yesterday. I know Jody and I are both shaking our heads. That was a sad moment. But anyway, us little sad patties, go see you. I think that we're going to be in a pretty cool bowl at this point in time. And for those of you that are Hoosiers, congratulations on 10-0. Anyhow, like I said, if you're sitting in here and you want to listen to the bowl game, you want to, you know, listen to your favorite, you know, relaxing meditation music, whatever it is that you'd like to do, you can do that here, this coach. Now you'll see here, Newmar is still using our our standard slide controls. And then these KIB switches, I have to tell you, I'm kind of sad to tell you that in 2025 these go away and become a Silverleaf touchpad. I really like these because you can actually see them at night, and as you can see, it's very easy to see what they say, what they're controlling, all of these things, and they glow throughout the cabinet, but you can also turn them off so they're not glowing. I really like the glowy KIB switches, but in 2025 they will be digital. Now, another great deep pocket door, and you know, Jody, I want to just show you this. So this is the back side of the bedroom door going into the bathroom and out of the bathroom. You see the solid panel on the back of the door that's in the rear, facing the rear of the coach. That would be a great place to mount a mirror, just saying. Okay, so as we come out of this area here, we want to take a look here down below. Central vac, of course. Hose attachments if you need to vacuum your carpet. Then as we come up, we see our fantastic fan. We've got 3 of these throughout the unit. And if I wanted to be able to control those very easily, all I have to do is go to my home menu and I can control all of my water pump. I can look at my tank fill. I can monitor my batteries. I can turn all my lights on. I can turn all my lights off. I can put my TV lift down. I can put my TV lift up. I can look at my generator, see that it's running. I can also set my auto gen start here. I can run my floor heat for front, mid, and back. I've got all of my control here for my as you can see, heat and air conditioning. And when I do this, I want to just run through really quick. So this is on off. Then we have cool. Then we have auto, which is going to choose between which one's most efficient. Then we have heat pump. Then we have furnace. If you're using a heat pump, and then just fan. If you're using a heat pump in your coach, I had a client that was doing this earlier this week when we were doing a delivery of a really nice Country Star. They were using their heat pump and it was about 32 degrees. It wasn't quite snowing yet. That weather was just coming in. But using your heat pump and anything below about 38 degrees, the air doesn't is not cooling enough to actually make an impact in the temperature of the coach. If anything, it's kind of coming in even a little bit cooler. And the closer you get to anywhere near freezing, those heat pumps just can't keep up. So you really want to make sure that you've got your furnace set appropriately to furnace here. And then when you do that, you'll notice that we can use our burner, our AC1 or our AC2 element to run all of our different components with our furnace. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back off for right now. But what's really nice about this system with the Oasis is the burner system is running off of your 100-gallon diesel tank. And what that means is you can be boondocking without having any kind of 50 amp or 30 amp plug-in and still be heating your coach with your furnace without having to worry about using up, in most cases, what is all of your propane. So that's a huge advantage for an all-electric coach. Now, this coach has no propane on board, but it does have a really ample, as I mentioned earlier, amount of heat available to it between the heated floors, the Oasis system. But it's important to understand, again, that Oasis system can be run both plugged in or just simply off of your diesel tanks. Bluetooth pair is going to allow you to do all of these things that you see here on your phone. And then lights, as you can see here, are all controlled right here through your touchpad or on your phone once again. So this is a new advent in 2023, and it really makes everything a lot easier. If I wanted to turn all of my lights off before, I literally had to go push a little button that's underneath that headboard. That button is still there, but being able to turn everything on all at the touch of a button to be able to control everything in the coach is so nice to be able to do it centrally located in the coach. Now, this pocket door is not folding. The reason that is it's open enough where we can actually open it while in motion with the slides closed, and we will show that to you today. But as we come in here, again, fantastic, really fun, sparkly black splash, beautiful vessel sink, tons of storage room here in the center loo. So for those of you that are going to be using this as your office when you wake up in the morning, plenty of room to get ready for your day. And then lots of nice storage here for different things. You might keep your suntan lotion and your mosquito spray right there, for instance. Maybe you keep your kitchen towels and all the things that you need here for the mid of the coach right here. And then up top here, there's so much deep storage here. This storage area is really, really useful. I constantly am running out of room to keep hand towels and the like, so it's so nice to know that I could have extra towels here for company up above. And then here you've got, of course, the brains of the operation. Now in 2025, I will tell you, we went through and put this behind a clear panel and made it look really dressy, but you must be impressed with the quality of labeling and the attention and detail that goes into all of this. Like, as you can see, all of these are typed. Everything is made with a label maker. Super easy to see how your coach is operating. If you've got a breaker tripped, you can find right where it's at. All of your floor heat resets are right here in the center coach. You do have 2-zone in this coach, not 3-zone, so just keep that in mind. For me, I would probably keep the front warm and the back cool. I mean, that's just how I like to sleep. Okay, so I think that this is enough. We covered the fact that there's 3 of these fantastic fans in here, but of course, it is nice to have one in that center office as well. And as we get into this area, like I mentioned earlier, one of the things that's so cool about this 4059 floor plan is that not only do you have a ton of storage in the mid-bath, a ton of storage in that back closet, but you also have this really fantastic amount of storage here in the center. And this has an extra drawer because it's so tall. And these push-to-release pantry cabinet doors or drawers are so deep. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. I have 6, we make do, but this is a lot of storage, super, super handy. And then of course we have this Whirlpool pairing between the refrigerator and the microwave and convection oven. An ice maker is standard. You also have a really nice meat and cheese drawer. The whole house water filter outside paired with this water filter is just giving you double coverage. So your water dispenser on the door as well as your ice will be filtered twice in this coach. Now I am going to go ahead and bring this slide in. So one of the things that we do here a lot at Transwest, whether it be in our Belton location, in our Fredrick location, in our Grand Junction location, wherever it is that we're ordering coaches for, we do a lot of exterior special paint. And I have to tell you, it is such a gorgeous color combination on the outside of this coach. Now, I really struggled with how to dress today because there's quite a bit of silver and gray on the outside of this coach and a little bit of a beige overtone too. But what made it really easy is it's Veterans Day. So to all of you serving in our military, to all of those that have served in the past, all of our ancestors that served as well, happy Veterans Day. 11/11 is a day that really should be celebrated by all, and it's very important for us to reach out and to tell you here at Transwest that we appreciate what you do to make this country as great as it is, to to preserve and to maintain our level of democracy. So thank you and happy Veterans Day to all of you out there, including my dad, who served in the Navy as an officer when I grew up. And so here again, microwave and convection oven. Please note, if you'd like your shelf back, you can buy one on Amazon. It does not come with one. These are your little filters. You should actually have extras of these on hand, since this is what you're using to to clean your vents. This is what comes now in place of the center shelf, and it just comes down a little tripod format. Great little feature right there. But for those of you who are making cookies, you might want that shelf. As you'll see here, we have a 17N number. Again, this coach was at Belton initially, so now we have a new stock number. Our new stock number is 5N241463. Again, 5N241463. If you write that down, you can always find this video on YouTube at TTTRV, or you can find it at RVs Inside Out, which is my station. So this true induction cooktop is fully removable. Really big feature for any of you who want to make fish, bacon, anything outside of your coach. I don't know if I could quantify. I would say we use the cooktop about 80% of the time outside on a picnic table. So I really love that. And one of the things that's nice about it is you can see you've got your built-in cutting boards. So you can use this as counter space even when the cooktop is removed. So that's super, super handy. Of course, we have a very large silverware drawer. Great place to keep some hot pads, your spatulas, whatever else it is that you might need, as well as your silverware. And then also we have our Fisher Paykel dishwasher. If you didn't know this, I can wash 3 loads of dishes in one run in my Fisher Paykel and use about the same amount of water that I do to run 1 load in my sink. And this is using my sink efficiently. I have, of course, the same beautiful deep basin stainless steel sink. I put sudsy water on one side, I rinse on the other. I'm a very efficient camping dish doer because I don't like to run out of gray water. This mop of hair that I have on top of my head costs a lot to wash, in terms of gray water at least. And with a 60-gallon gray water tank, I run through gray water pretty quick. So I'm really efficient. But I did find in just doing some scientific experiments where we basically emptied our tanks and then watched them fill up by trying different things, I could do 1 load of dishes here to 1 load of dishes here, but I could get 3 times as many in that dishwasher. So if you don't know why you'd want one, it's a great drying rack, and it's also a great way to save water. Up here, as you can see, great place to keep your coffee pot, any of your taller vases, things along those lines. I always put flowers out when we camp. Here's a great place to keep any of your like olive oil, any of your cooking supplies that you're going to need while you're, of course, around this beautiful kitchen. And then all of these gigantic drawers are so much bigger than I have in my 4065 because of the fact, of course, that we don't have 2 extra beds in here. And on that note, this coach sleeps 2. It could very easily sleep 8, but you'd have to put air mattresses down because instead of our standard couch here, you get these really decadent, fantastic recliners. Now these are so comfy. There is so much storage in here. Great place to keep your remotes. Great place to keep anything that you'd like to have up on top. And then a ton of room for blankets. Nice cup holders. TV lip controls right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that up. Jody can go ahead and show that coming up above the Euro booth. And again, this is extendable Euro booth dinette. It's pretty fantastic. But one of the things I'll say is in this coach, if you are looking to have company, everyone's going to be perfectly comfortable hanging out with you, but they are going to have an air mattress because the only sleeping accommodations in this RV are in that rear bedroom, unless you put down an air mattress. Now, if you were thinking about putting down an air mattress, I'm just going to quickly tell you how wide you can go, because I know that this is a big consideration for a lot of people. Theater seats are really, really popular. This is actually about 56 to 57 inches across. So if you're looking for an air mattress, you could very easily fit 2 in this space. And then in terms of dining, you would have plenty of room, not only for yourself and a guest, because this could very easily have maybe a child and an adult here. So, 2 to, 2.5 per side until you get to this point. Take a look at that. What an amazing amount of space. Now I have to tell you, for those of you that are looking to work from your coach, this is a great opportunity. You put your chair here, put your monitor here. You've got a great workspace, very, very comfortable place to hang out. I should show you, this is magnetic. It pops down. I do have a lot of people that are concerned that that's not going to be supported, so that it is supported by this little table leg. And again, I just love this Newport. It's such a pretty, lovely color, in this coach. It's such a nice, it's got a little bit of differentiation, so you still have the contrast, but this lighter wood is so beautiful. And then above here, we've got, of course, our Bose soundbar. So you've got surround sound, HDMI plug-in, great place for board games. And then a little more storage over here. This is where we keep our books. If you hadn't noticed it already, this velvet tufting is just absolutely beautiful. And something I think that's interesting that Newmar has done is they knew that it impeded a little bit of the room over here behind the recliners. So it's nice. I actually had some clients ask to have this done in 2021, and they did. They tapered these edges down. Great recommendation. It really worked out well, and now we did, of course, across all of our products. Here we've got a little place. This is where I put my champagne flutes. I know that sounds silly, but we don't have a lot of them, and they're made out of crystal, so I like to make sure they're not going to tip all over. But yeah, nice little place here. Water bottles, I don't know, suntan lotion. And then up above here, next to the sky window, there's your JBL. This is, so I told you, you've got surround sound, so you've got that nice sound bar up top, then you've got your subwoofer up here. But these little cabinets here are great places to keep stuff. When we camp, we always have, you know, my kids get assigned a cabinet each so I could just dump all their stuff in here. But I would imagine if you wanted to put things for your telematics, like charging cords, baby books, bird books, flower books, whatever it might be, sunglasses, you could have a little cabinet where you could put everything in. And then this is our recover system. So we use recover here so that we can track our coaches in case they happen to leave without the proper driver. It's a satellite-based system that we can track the coaches through that app. It's also something that we can sell for you. For anyone who's storing their coach in a remote lot in a storage facility, if you want to make sure that you know when your coach is on the move, if you're not there, that's something that we can offer to you here. Just inquire with us at Finance and we would be happy to talk about that program. And again, just all of this extra room. And then I'm saving the last cabinet for best. So this is where you'll find our friend Darian Todd. And all of the numbers for your Freightliner service, as well as your Newmar number, your addresses for Newgle and Newpar, where you would find all of the Googling type of information about your Newmar, as well as your parts information. And then of course, more information about your JBL sound system in this coach. But one of the important things to talk about is not only do you have Darian Todd when you buy your coach from our Fredrick location, you also get Bill Habercorn. So Darian is servicing all of the Super Cs across the entire country. Bill Habercorn is only servicing the clients that we have here at Transwest, and he's fantastic. So we've got a whole bunch of layers of support for you. And then also you'll note that we look down here past our video van, we have on-site camping. So if you are coming in to pick up your RV, I do like to have you stay for a day or two to get familiarized with your unit before you take delivery of it. And it's a great way to make sure that the first time you find out you don't know how to do something, you're not camping. Because that's of course not when you want to learn. Now you can see there's little snaps up top here. That's going to be for your curtain. It also hangs from this little rod that you have right here. But down below this, you'll see where it says Detroit. This is the Detroit Assurance Package. In 2024, the Freightliner Daimler Elite came up with Freightliner and partnered with Wabco and a number of other manufacturers, Mobileye. And they created a system that gives you distance-based cruise control as well as a lane tracking package on this coach. They also gave you a completely new dash. So this dash, as you can see, has been upgraded by having a digital display, but on top of it, you also got steering wheel controls for the first time. So these are all nice features that come with this new M2 106 Plus chassis. Now, integrated tire pressure monitoring system, steering wheel controls, distance-based cruise control, lane tracking packages, all of those things were actually being used in this industry by many manufacturers. But what we did is we actually were able to have Freightliner go through and integrate a system that's unified across their entire product line. So if you are a truck driver and you're someone who's had a new M2 106 Plus chassis, you're going to have all of those same great features that you're used to having on your coach in here as well. Now you'll notice this is a great place for you to set up your Cobra. This used to be kind of a weird hole. They've got a nice little cover on it now. But I would encourage you, you may want us to install, the only thing that I thought was missing when I went to the dealer show when the 2024 chassis was released, a rear view backup camera that is dedicated. So the rear view monitor that we have here is super nice. As you can see, you have great features like you have the 360 camera, which is showing you all around, so you're actually seeing the cracks in the pavement even here, the step that's sticking out. Everything here is really nicely displayed, so if you're driving around and you're worried about hitting a picnic bench in the front or something in the back, you can see everything. But in my experience, when you're using our navigation system, which is used by Nav and Go, what ends up happening is if you're turning right or you're turning left, your camera is going to turn on. And when your camera turns on, unfortunately, your navigation goes away. So on my way to the Newmar rally in Pueblo, I was driving around. I'm going to put the seat down. This does have air ride seats. I cannot reach the pedals with the air ride seats. But in Pueblo, when I was driving around, I was actually trying to figure out where I was going, and every time I turned my turn signal on, I'd lose my map. So having a dedicated rear view monitor installed by Transwest is something we'd be happy to do for you. It's not very expensive, and it certainly is handy to be able to have that dedicated camera port. Now, on the note of Nav and Go, This system comes with integrated traffic and weather as well. It comes with 3 free years. You just have to set it up when you take delivery of your coach. It moved everything over this way, which is kind of nice. As you can see, your hazard lights, your generator start, lighting up your footwell. Lane tracking, again, is new. You can turn that on and off right here. You can put your shade up. Is it going, Jody? Oh, I'm moving the wrong way. So just so you guys know, without Jody on Monday mornings, I think I'd be completely lost. But yeah, so you can put your shade up and down with this little button right here. All of these controls have been kind of mooshed over so that they're a little easier for you to reach. But as I mentioned, they're very similar to your previous layout, just a little more room. They did this really nice dark painted wood, so that's pretty classy looking. And then here you can see our home trip computer is telling us this coach has 2,156 miles on it. Please keep in mind that is the warranty start mileage, so it won't start at 0. It starts at that number that you see here. Of course, it's got a little extra driving since it came from Belton. You can see how fast you're going. You can see your driving assistance screen right here with your lane tracking. You can see all of your different gauges in a digital format. You can also see whether or not you need to address any kind of warnings or alerts. And then you can go through your settings and turn your different things up, whether it be your dash brightness. You can change it to kilometers, whatever you like. But just kind of nice to have these extra features available here. And then the ability to turn your volume up and down, answer and hang up your phone, and then set your cruise control right here. So all of this is really cool stuff. You'll also know that we went to a stock controlled system, so your engine brake is now integrated here. So as you can see here, we have off, and then high, medium, and low. And then here you have neutral, drive, shows you right here we're in drive. And then you also have reverse, which of course is going to turn on your rear view camera. And as you can see, there you go. And then neutral. And then you also have a eco mode as well as a standard mode for driving. If you're trying to get a little more fuel efficiency going down those flat roads, you can. Turn signals and windshield wipers, of course, are all right here. And then finally, an auto feature on your headlights. That is such a nice feature to have. And then power heated exterior mirrors, as well as power windows and power door locks. One thing that's interesting about this coach is this coach has chrome baggage doors. So it's got that really nice, sexy lining down below on the baggage doors, but it doesn't have chrome power baggage door locks. And in order to get power door locks, you used to have, or power baggage doors, you used to have chrome. You don't need to have chrome anymore. So these are full paint. I can't wait to show you that. Okay, so I think that that's enough about this cab. Something that has not changed for 2024 that remains the same is this big black rainbow. So again, Newmar has got an air ride cab in this coach, which means that this cab is separate from the house. That's going to give you a much better drive going down the road. If you hit a big pothole in the back and the coach is wibble wobbling, you'll actually see the floor start to kind of move just a little bit. And that's again because this big black rainbow is connecting the house to the cab, but it is not welded together as it is in all other manufacturers who make Super Cs. Another nice feature is this flat entry. So your step down's not until you get to the front. There are plenty of things to hold on to as you get into the seat. So a little bit more ease of entry for those of you who are, with limited mobility. Maybe you got an old dog that wants to sit next to you. All of those things are a little bit nicer in this coach. This 50-inch flat panel television, again, is a smart TV, so you don't need to have cable to have that work. I do my Peloton workouts on that television. So for those of you that are looking to have something where you're using Netflix, Hulu, Fubo, whatever it is that you happen to use, this is a great way to use it. And as you can see here, I've got both the day shade and the night shade deployed just to kind of show you the difference of coverage that you have here. Little kitchen island to give you some extra counter space. A scrubby drawer, of course. And then another access point to underneath for your trash can. I am going to put this back together before we head out. I know it doesn't matter, but they were totally backwards and it just bothers me. I can't handle it. And someone will have to write it. I don't know. This might not even be backwards. Oh, there we go. I think that's the right way. A little bit of winterization on the cooktop here. So I don't know if y'all knew, but it was actually quite snowy here. I don't know, on Friday. I think we got like 8 or 9 inches. And there's not a drop to be had. But these coaches are all winterized. So here is our Girard awning control. So this is going to have both of the awnings. All you got to do is push the out feature. Your generator has to be on, or you've got to be plugged into 50 amp to have this work, just so you know. Battery disconnect here, lock and unlock your entryway, lock and unlock your baggage doors, your step cover control. This is priceless for those of you that have littles. If you do have little kids or dogs that you don't want to go into that step well, it's just so nice to have an automatically deploying cover that you just push a button to do. Block heater, patio lights. Let's see if we get that to work. Oh, that's just number 2. I'm gonna go to out. Let's go to, oops. All, there we go. Do that one. There we go, I hear it working. Okay, so HWH, master reset, hold for 5 seconds. For those of you who aren't familiar, if for some reason you are having a hard time with getting your jacks to retract or deploy, your HWH reset is your hydraulic leveling system. That is where that little button is. And this is your control right here. So as you can see, right now we're just angling towards the front of the coach. That's what that little yellow light means. If the jacks were deployed, all of these little red lights would be deployed. And all you have to do to level this coach is hit auto level, and all you have to do to store it is hit active store. Super simple. It will automatically dump your rear tag and deploy your leveling jacks so that you have the best opportunity to not have your jacks be hyperextended. Oh, Jody, you going that way? Go that way, Jody. Jody's a pro, man. Honestly, I don't even know. If Jody doesn't do videos anymore, I think I might just like leave, because there is no one else that you could work with that is so good at this job. And he saves me every Monday morning, always helping me remember things I forgot. I showed the mid-bath this morning, Jody, and I even showed the refrigerator. Pretty impressive for a Monday. Okay, so here's your walking room. Yeah, a little bit of the sideways shuffle, but this is really doable. If you had like, you know, a Great Dane, probably would fit. If you had like a Husky, might be a little bit tougher. My Frenchies would be just fine. So another nice feature of this coach, there is a window covering here, so you can actually black out this window. And then I think one of the nicest features about this coach is the fact that you have these great steps going out. Such a nice way to exit. And look at how beautiful this RV is. This is such a gorgeous color combination. And again, this is a special exterior color. If you're asking me, this is not like a bright white, it's more of like an eggshell. So maybe like an alabaster with a dark gray, a black, and a silver. It's a really, really striking color combination. Just beautiful. As you can see here, we have a little mirror pointing down to show you where the curb is. Also very nice big chrome convex mirrors. These of course are your best friends. When you're trying to go down the road and you want to see who's to the right and left of you, I know a lot of people like to use their cameras, but really those 2 bottom mirrors are the way to go. So here we have our 8.9 liter ISL. This is a 360 horsepower Cummins married to our Freightliner chassis. Spring leaf suspension. So for those of you that are asking if this coach is on airbags, it is in the rear but not in the front. Traditional spring leaf suspension, easy to access windshield washer fluid. All of your filters are easy to get to. And as you can see, this is a really easy hood to both deploy and retract. All you've got to do is push, goes right back up, pops into place. And you'll see here in the front, this is that WABCO radar. This is what's giving you your distance-based cruise control. This is for your 360 camera. And then the integrated cameras that you see up there behind that Detroit Assurance package, that is where your mobile eye is located. So very, very cool coach. From this vantage point, we have brighter headlights, again, automatic feature this year, which is super nice. Big Alcoa rims. These are 315s. And of course, that nice aluminum alloy is giving you a better ride going down the road, less reverberation, maybe a little bit quieter. You've got two 50-gallon saddle tanks, giving you a total of 100 gallons of fuel. And here are those painted handles, which we've always seen those in chrome. But as you can see, you've got the chrome baggage doors down below, but the locks themselves are integrated into the side of the coach. Pretty awesome look, if you ask me. That's the carpet for the front. As well as you can see, this little pump here is going to be what allows you to run your air seats even while you're camping, so you can have those go up and down, giving you air ride all the time. In 2023, we made our doors easier to close. I have to tell you that is true. Down here, we've got our air chuck. That attachment for that will be behind the driver's side door in the fueling station. And then of course our attachments for our central vac. Again, this articulating step is so fantastic. Keep in mind, the only way to get this on a Class A is to buy a London Air or up. So very nice that you get it as a standard feature on your Superstar. The glowy light helps you find things after too many margaritas. The keypad allows you to get in and out of your coach if you forgot your key. Having a doorbell, without one I couldn't even start my videos. We do have the extra docking lights up here above. And then take a look at all the storage in this bay. So one of the things that happens when you get into the Superstar is that you are still getting a star foundation. Other manufacturers build directly onto the chassis rail, so it's a flat load. The star foundation raises you up about 9 inches, just giving you not only an elevated ride quality where you have quieter ride going down the road, you've got less tile popping, less cracking, but also on top of that you've got more bay storage, which is super nice. Right here is where our TV is. And you do have USB charging ports in here, as well as your Bose soundbar. So if you want to just listen to the radio, we watch a lot of videos if we were tailgating, but we listen to the Bose soundbar most of the time with this coach. Again, this is a 295. Another big Alcoa rim. Of course, your innies are going to be your drive axle, your outies are going to be your turning wheels. There is no pivoting tag axle on a Super C. If you get that twin screw, you got 8 wheels in the back instead of 4 or 8 tires, but they don't pivot like they do on a Class A. I make mention of that because I think a lot of people think that they can get a longer coach like a 45 with a tag on a Super C, and that is not a thing, at least not yet. Okay, so towing package is, of course, goes up to 20,000 pounds. The slide tray makes just for better storage space, but as you can see, again, that elevated rail, you can see right where that goes up. And then here's our central vac. These are your outdoor awning controls. So if you have a windstorm pop up and you're outside, you can go ahead and bring that in. Forgot to turn the LED lights on, but it's a super nice patio. Very cool setup. And then one of my favorite things about this coach, first of all, the pass-through storage is really nice. So if you've got any kind of fishing gear or anything along those lines and you want to be able to put a longer rod between the two bays, you could do that. But also you have this great gear garage. So this is a great place to keep all of your top shelf booze, and then all of your mixers, or you could do what my boyfriend does and use it for like tire shine and extension cords. Kind of boring, but pretty efficient. You could also slide a huge table in here. We do bring a table with us in case the one that is at the campsite is yucky. The other thing that's nice about this is if you are having an oh shit moment and you need to go grab something out of the back, you know, you can get in here and you're covered, and then there's a nice light up here on top. Again, 20,000 pound towing capacity on that hitch. You are pre-wired for your 7-pin connector. This does not have a brake controller. Again, this does not have a brake controller. Look at how bright these docking lights are. You can even see, can you even see those on TV? Can you see them? You can see them, Jody? Jody can even see those on TV. Again, 360 horsepower, 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, so 1150 torque, 20,000 pound towing capacity. Very sexy butt. Look at how beautiful she is. Love the integrated mirrors, super fierce looking braking assembly. You do see some tile back here. This is Italian imported tile. I always tell people that, but it says made in Italy on it. It says that, so it's got to be imported from Italy because it says so. The mud flap is standard, of course. We would love you to have your Newmar mud flap. Do a little advertising for us. Of course, when you pull up at a Superstar, it's not like they don't know. The additional and optional buddy plug is great for those of you who are trailering. And again, look at how much storage is back here. Very impressive for a Super C to have so much tall bin storage. We keep all of our air mattresses, all of our inflatable paddle boards back here. Yeah, and on this coach you will need air mattresses. So yes, you can keep your air mattresses there too. Here we have a really beautiful water bay. Your water hose is on a power reel. You do have hot and cold exterior water. Again, a whole house filter. All of your, gray and black tank valves are very easy to use. Everything's super nicely labeled. It's got tons of room. It does not have the SantaCon system. That is something that I can pre-wire for in order, but I don't have it on this coach. The only reason SantaCon would be great would be for a boondocker. You could actually pump out, since you have a 40-gallon black water tank and a 60-gallon gray water tank, paired with 150 gallons of fresh water, needless to say, you're going to run out of gray water tank before you run out of 150 gallons of fresh water. With a SantaCon system, you can pump that water out into a local drain, which would be super cool if you were next to a sewer. So my friend Doug told me about that, and I was like, God, Doug, you're a genius. But he boondocks all the time, and he's always trackside, so for him that was 100% necessary thing to have on his coach, and we installed it for him here at the store. So if you'd like to have it installed, we can do that. This little place here is a great place to keep your black water hose, as well as some gloves for your def tank. And then here we've got our quiet diesel generator. This is an 8K or 8,000 watt generator. Whole 37 hours on here. You can start and stop it from the outside as well, so pretty handy there. It's important to know, if you have a coach like this and you're keeping it stored, you do want to run your generator for a few hours, at least once every 4 to 6 weeks, just to keep that filter from atrophying. Here's your 8 lead acid batteries. This does not have the lithium ion package in it. But for us with boondocking, we've got 3 solar panels on top of our coach at 175 watts each. That paired with our 8 batteries is more than enough for us to boondock. We've been doing some experiments just to see how that all seems to work out. If you're curious about what comes out of my little experiments, give me a holler. I'd be happy to go over some information with you. This is our hydraulic leveling system on the right, as well as the hydraulic system for our stairs. And then on the left, it is the Oasis dual loop Chinook system. So as I mentioned earlier, you have loop 1 and loop 2 here. Those are pumping out of your 8-gallon reservoir hot liquid underneath throughout the bottom of the coach, past registers, allowing this coach to stay warm even without having any electricity, just off of your diesel tanks. And then here is your 50-foot power cord on a power reel, your Magnum sine inverter, 2800, and then cable connections right here next to your surge protector. As mentioned earlier, we do have that 360 camera, so right over here next to this docking light, side camera here, the other half of your fueling station. And I did want to just show underneath. Here are your seat controls, so you've got 2 levels of heat for your heated seats, as well as air ride. They do turn around. The adjustment for your steering column is this little lever now, so that is a little bit different than it used to be. We've got a plug-in diagnostics here. On this coach, when they made this change for the 2024 M2 106 Plus chassis, a lot of things stayed the same. The biggest change, I would say, from a manufacturing level is the ease of use for the person actually putting the coach together. But overall, between the 23 and the 24, I don't notice a lot of drive characteristics changing, but there are definitely some huge advantages to having that steering wheel control, especially for answering and hanging up your cell phone. Now, as I mentioned earlier, very easy to get into this cab. Very, very beautiful paint color, chrome convex mirrors. If you do have the Cobra, it's pre-wired. And again, this is a new stock number for us. This is 5N241463. If you put that number into anything on YouTube, it'll pull up this this video for you. If you look at TTTRV or RVs Inside Out, you'll find me. My name is Katie O'Neill. I'm at 303-562-8659. Please let us know how we can get you out on the road and camping. And thanks so much for tuning in on Monday.